la la. Tell us about you. Who are you?
So, hello, beautiful angel. My name is Free Kinlow. I am an intuitive life coach as well as a motivational speaker. I am also an actress. I've been doing life coaching all my life. I just didn't realize that it was life coaching. I thought I was just counseling or helping my friends. And one day somebody said, you should really be a life coach. Didn't even know it was a certification for that. So, of course, I got online, started reading, researching, and thus you have Free Kinlow, Freedom Love Experience is the
Ooh.
name of my business. Yes, definitely.
So, are you a certified life coach?
I am. I'm a certified life coach. Yes,
Nice.
absolutely.
And really, let me explain to you guys right here. It's not required to be certified. It's
No.
just an added value. That was the question because she actually told me before, and I wanted to make sure that she add that. Not because I was questioning. So, whatever to you. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to our topic. You have a very interesting topic for us today. So tell us more about that. Let's start that.
So, the topic for today is living your best love. How can you live your best love? And are you living your best love? What stage of love are you in?
The time is on a moving. Okay, tell me about the love. Tell me about the love. Are we talking about love like loving God, love like relationship, love like a one night stand, love like what are we talking about here?
So you know what? Love is love. It's all a part of the same. It's going to apply to every part of it. I call it three stages to love, right? And
Mm-hmm.
no matter whether it's spiritual love, no matter whether it's love of a partner, no matter whether it's love of self, no matter whether it's a one night stand, because I do believe in love at first sight. I believe that does happen.
You
You know,
do? Okay, that's
on
a
that.
topic for another time. Let's continue.
Absolutely. But then now the first stage of this is the perfect outfit, right?
The
So
perfect
that's
what?
the perfect outfit.
Okay.
That's the first stage of love.
Okay.
So that is the awareness, right? Are you aware of what you want and are you bold enough to be patient?
Hmm.
Okay? Now here's this perfect outfit. So awareness means knowing what you want and being able to tell others what you want. It's awareness. It's a knowing, right? We're gonna, as I call it, the perfect outfit. So we're gonna say it like this: do you even know what makes you happy? Let's say church. Do you know what you're looking for when you're going to church? Do you understand? I understand that yes, we all want to connect with God, higher self, spirit, all of that. I get that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that an A&E church may be the right church for you. A Baptist church might be the right church for you. So it's a matter of knowing which one is the right one. You may have to visit a few churches before you know which one is the right one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's the same thing about the outfit. You might have to try on a outfit because this one might not look right on you. This one might not look good on you. Okay? So now we can go into the love relationship since we covered the spiritual aspect of it, right? Even with relationships, a lot of times we get caught up in relationships that we see on TV and from the movies, and we expect this particular type of relationship. But you have to find the perfect relationship for you. I remember I loved Steph Curry and his wife. I remember he was playing in the game and they lost. But when they lost, he came out and she threw up confetti, and it was absolutely beautiful. Still saying, "I aren't you where you are. To me, you're obviously." And that touched me so much. I said, they have the perfect relationship. Them. And that's what I designed. Perfect one. Like that perfect outfit, the one match shoes, complement each other, and it looked good on me, right? Then you have to have the perfect outfit for yourself in self love. That means that you got to be true to yourself, period. You have to know what you want in every form of life.
But I feel selfish. Whenever I decide to love myself, I feel selfish like I'm not giving and I'm going to be punished by God if that's what I do.
No, that is so not true. How can you love someone else if you cannot love yourself? Even when you're riding on the airplane, what do they tell you to do? If anything happens, put the mask on, whoop, yourself first, absolutely,
That's
then
right.
your children, and assist anybody else. So you
That's
have to
right.
be willing to go all out and love on yourself. You got to take yourself out on a date, get dressed up, take yourself out to dinner. You don't have to have anybody with you.
Exactly.
Love on you.
And that's
Truly.
what my scripture says. Love your neighbor as yourself because it expects that you know how to love yourself. Because one thing that I share with people is many years ago when I had a bad self esteem, if I love everybody the way I was loving myself, I would have eliminated each one of the people that was in front of me because I was
Absolutely.
not loving myself.
Hmm. Hmm. It's impossible to love somebody else if you cannot love
Hmm.
yourself.
That's
Because
right.
this is what happens. When you don't love yourself, you end up taking stuff that you should not take. You end
That's
up
right.
staying in situations that you should not stay in, that are
Hmm.
not conducive for you. You end up saying, well, a little something is better than nothing at all. And
Yes.
that is such not true.
Hmm.
That's so a bad way to look at it. So you have to be able to love on you. You have to be able
But
to.
how I understand that you're saying that, and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here, which I am good at that. So I am listening to YouTube and I watch all these motivational speakers always talk about self love and it starts with you, but I don't know how to do that. Where do I start? What do I do? I mean, like, everybody tells me that I don't love myself. Not me, because believe me, I do love myself. But what do I do? How do I start?
So the very first thing that you have to do is call, you have to stand in the mirror, look at yourself, and be truthful and honest. What is it about yourself that you do not like? Point out the area. I always say, I have I guess I say a workshop that I do. And it's called Loving the Sensual Seductive You, Unleashing Your Goddess. I do this for women, right? And what I do is allow them to point out the one part of themselves that they hate the most. Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody has this one part that they want to be different, right? So you pick that particular part of your body out, and then you start to love on it, right? You start to realize, okay, look, this is, let's say it's a person's, well, I'm going to use me for an example. So initially it was my arms, because I got those arms that when I wave hello, the other one says goodbye. You got that? So I got those type of arms. Yes. So it used to be that for me. Well, I had to start loving on my arms. You know, other people be like, oh, I just love, they want to squeeze it. I'm like, ew, that's nasty. Stop. No, stop. But I had to realize, okay, wait, let me look at this. Why does that bother me? What is it about? It's me. It's me. So I started to love on my arms. I made love to my arms. Listen to me. It's me. I'm loving on this, and I'm like, you know what? You are beautiful. The skin is
That's
absolutely
right.
amazing. It's fluffy. If I'm sleepy, I can lay my head on my arm. It's like a pillow. It feels good. So love on yourself. That's number one. You also have to be willing to stand in the mirror. Sometimes you have to do that. Stand in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am gorgeous.
We have Corvette Banks. Hi, Corvette. Say hi to Corvette Banks. Hi.
Hello,
Well, if you all have any question, please leave your question at the bottom. I'm trying to read this while I'm actually paying attention to the amazing thing she's talking about over here. So, I am like an octopus. I can actually keep up,
I love it.
So,
I love it.
so I actually like what you said about loving on your arm because let me tell you, when I was little, people used to say that I have a big ears. Now that I've been showing it off, I mean, for years I've been showing it off, but when I was little, they used to call me Dumbo, right? The stuff. And I will struggle and I will hide my ears and I wear glasses and I cover my ears with my hair and all that. And believe it or not, I used to be shy.
What? Are you kidding me?
I used to be. But I started to learn to love of myself. I'm like, hey, God gave it to me. Why am I not gonna start accepting it? And once I started
Absolutely.
doing that, It was all good. Now I show it off. I bald my head. I'm like so comfortable.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you had to get to that place where you realize, okay, wait a
Exactly.
minute. Let me get to this place. So before you can love on something, you got to first admit where it is.
That's
Point it
right.
out,
That's
right?
right.
Nothing can be changed
That's
until it's
right.
brought to the surface. So you bring it to the surface, you point it out, you start to acknowledge it, recognize it. Used to not wear my arms out. Now, baby, what? They out all the time. It's hot in Atlanta. So they're out all the time, right? Which leads me to the second stage of love. The second stage of love, I like to call it the lingerie stage, the matching bra and panties, right? So we got our perfect outfit.
Mm-hmm.
That means knowing what you want, being aware of it, being bold enough to be patient,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, let me. I want to go back to that point because I do need to put one thing in here. Now, relationships are just like clothing. Just because they make it in your size, don't mean you're supposed to wear it, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. So relationships are like that. Just because he treated her good doesn't mean he's gonna do the same thing by you.
That's right.
So be careful about trying to tip and take someone else's
Exactly.
because you don't know what you're gonna get, right?
Mostly you women, oh, he's so good to her. And then you cheat with a man. Get away from that. Once you cheat with him, he's not going to respect you. He's not going to treat you
Mm,
right. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
absolutely, absolutely. That's the same thing in church. You know, just because they make it in your size don't mean you're supposed to wear it. Just because that church is there don't mean you're supposed to go there.
That's
Just
right.
because Sue Bell got a position on the usher board doesn't mean that's where you're supposed to be too.
I
So
said,
what in there? Yeah, very important.
yes, free you now. I have been doing a lot of loving myself. That is Corporate Bank saying. Say it again. Love yourself. Love yourself.
Absolutely. So now we're gonna move on to the second stage. That's the matching bra and panty stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means you gotta take some stuff off,
Uh-oh.
stand in the mirror, completely naked.
Go away. No, go ahead.
And look at you, right? It's a
Yes.
state of nakedness. It's a state of knowing where you are, taking off the everyday mask that we tend to put on, keeping up with the Joneses. You
Yes.
don't have to do that,
Yes.
right? Because this love relationship, they're traveling to the Maldives, which I happen to love that place, haven't been, but I will go. They're traveling to the Maldives doesn't mean that your financial place can do that, right? So don't break your man down or whoever down trying to say, no, well, they're going, I want to go too. Da, 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 da. No, you got to be willing to be naked. Take off that mask.
Mm-hmm.
Understand your place and your position. You can have just as much love as the next person, right? But you got to be willing to stay in the place of where you are.
Yes.
If it is that right now y'all are working on a business and you're trying to nourish and flourish his business, don't get out there with this other couple who's already established,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because then that's where problems come in because you're trying to keep up with them, and then here your man, wife, whatever, husband, wife is also because they want to make you happy trying to keep up. Then you lead to other problems. So that means you're not living in your best love in that situation. You got to do what's right for you. So that means you got to be willing to have the matching bra and panties on, right? You have to match it up. You have to line it up. Yes, absolutely. Even with your self love, okay? You got to figure out what looks good on you, right? So far as when you're taking it off, the matching bra and panties that look good on you. Are you willing to take it off a little piece at a time? Are you willing to get down to your bra and panties and stand in there and say, "Here I am, here I am," you know? And in doing that, this is with relationships. A lot of times, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper with that. A lot of times we don't our representative shows up when we're in a relationship because we want this thing so bad. So we're gonna pretend to be this, we pretend to be that. You meet a person, and it's okay if you have weave, but don't try to tell them that it's your hair. And it's not. You know, it's about being truthful. It's about being honest. Don't try flossing. And I love Atlanta. This is one of my favorite places. But it's some of the most flossing people in Atlanta ever, because they pretend to have this, that, or the other. Yes, well, my home, I'm living in this $1 million home. It really wouldn't matter whether it was $1 million or $50,000,
And they
right?
still don't love themselves.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the problem. Then you got the other person who's not willing to get down to their bride panties and say, look, I live right over here. My house was $100,000. I got a bed to sleep in. I got a door to open. I got a key to turn a lock. I lock my doors every night just like you do, right? So it's being willing to be okay with where you are in your own bra and panties. No matter what you may look like in the mirror, it's okay. A roll here, a roll there, it's all right. Stand in your own bra and panties and take off that mask.
Okay, guys, we are gonna be right back. Get in the mirror with your own bra and panties. Bye. Gente, aquí Sandra Graves y hoy quería decirte que te conectes con Vivo Live todos los martes aquí en YouTube. We are going to be here every Thursday at 7 p.m. with different guests bringing you different information. Con invitados especiales con tu anfitriona, yo, Sandra Graves. No te olvides, subscribe. Suscriba y comenta. The code is presented by Envivo Associates, our affiliates, our sponsors, and of course, our guests. Our guests who present you with the tools that you need to identify the success you desire. If you would like to be a guest in this show, or if you have any comments or questions or any show idea for us, please send us an email to info@envivoassociates.com. Thank you for tuning in to The Code. Well, welcome back to The Code, and don't forget that we are here to help you grow, to help you succeed. We are here every Thursday, if God allow, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with your host, Sandra Graves, and with different speakers, coaches, different experts that will help you grow. And you know what? Right now, when I went on a commercial break, I was laughing, of course, about, take off your bra and panties. But the reality is that many of you people, and I used to be there, is that when we are in bra and panties, we don't like to see each other, what we look like in the mirror. And I love her analogy because although it might sound funny, this is not funny. Because you know what? I am finally, it has been years where I am comfortable naked in the mirror and I'm comfortable with whatever, because I am not looking for other people's approval. I am not looking for my husband to say, you look beautiful, because I already know that I'm all that and a bag of chip too. But it took time for me to get there. So if you, right now, if you're a man with your underwear, whatever, if you cannot look at yourself in the mirror and like your extras and like everything that God have given you, that you actually have right now, you have a problem. And it's a problem that can be solved, but you have a problem. So take it, we are trying to make this entertaining, but take it seriously, because it can help you in your life to achieve the things that you want. Because you can achieve the big house, the $1 million house, but if you're not happy with this inside of you, that $1 million house is not going to fill you, it's not going to make you happy. And that is what my expert here is trying to communicate to you today. I love talking to her because she is fun. Her analogy is fun, but take it seriously, because that's what your life is. We can laugh about life, but in order for life to be serious with us, we have to take it seriously too, and make sure that we are implementing what we are learning into our life. So let's get back to Kinlow. And don't forget, if you look at the bottom of the page right here, you can visit her on Facebook. Her is Kinlow. It's no Fredricka.Kinlow. You can actually find her there, and she will be able to share more of what she have learned with you. Remember, she's a life coach for life. So tell us more. Tell us more, baby. Tell us more about take it off, take it off, take it off.
You already know that's the next step, right? And what you were saying because life is already stressful enough, so we have to
Yes.
make it fun. We have to make
Yes.
it interesting. We have
Yes.
to compare some type of analogy so where you can look at it. We are people who are we have to see everything. We don't
Yes.
trust enough. That's why we walk blind, right? We should, but we got to see everything. So you got to give it something where you can compare it to an analogy. So although yeah, I like to have fun with that, the perfect outfit, the matching bra and panties. Now we're gonna get to the best part. That's called the birthday suit.
The what?
Absolutely. That's when you in your full and complete nakedness, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the birthday suit. This is when you are living in your best love. This is in that unconditional love stage. This is where you are. You in the birthday suit because you are perfectly full and aware of who you are. You're in that self-love. You already have it, right? But once you have gone through those other steps, that's when you come to the birthday suit. That's when you're naked and it doesn't matter. That's when you can say, look, I got a situation going on. I don't even care. I'm still living my life. I'm still loving it. That's where you find your freedom,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
In your nakedness, you find freedom. And at that point, you can experience the unconditional love of self, unconditional love of others. When you are naked, it doesn't even really matter what anybody else thinks about you.
That's
How they
right.
feel about you
That's
don't
right.
have nothing to do with you.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
their business, right?
Yeah.
And at that point,
We,
when you're
we
in that
have
unconditional.
Irlanda. We have Irlanda say, "Love yourself." Absolutely agree. That's what Irlanda said to us. So go ahead.
Absolutely, absolutely. So in that is where you can also give unconditional love to others. Even in relationships, we have this thing where we think that love is obsession. It's not. You hear people who get angry because, okay, this person no longer wants to be with them. Well, if they don't want to be with you, it's okay. Let them go. Don't be mad.
That's
Move
right.
on.
That's
Let
right.
go so you can get who is for you.
That's
But
right.
when you are willing to be in your birthday suit, then you don't have to hold on to anybody else trying to put on your matching bra and panties and have on the perfect outfit.
That's
You don't
right.
have to do all of that. You're okay with being in your birthday suit, and I'm okay with letting you go out the door because I know that this is not where you want to be, and I don't want you to be anywhere that you don't want to be.
That's
But
right.
I'm gonna love you where you are, and I'm gonna send you love, and I'm gonna ask that God blesses you in everything that you do. I don't
Mm-hmm.
wish you ill will, none of that, right? Because I'm in my birthday suit. I'm in that unconditional love phase. We sometimes don't get what unconditional love is. That means very simple, without conditions. Not I'm gonna love you if, I'm gonna love you because. No, it's unconditional. And when you're in that place, when you are in your nakedness, you can love a person unconditionally
I
with
like that.
nothing tied to it.
I like that. So, are you loving yourself unconditionally? Because let me tell you, you cannot give what you don't know how to give to yourself. So you got
Mm-hmm.
to start with you first. Are you doing that? And I like what she said earlier about you need to know what you don't like about yourself. Remember that. Know what you don't like about yourself. I really like that. So tell us more about this unconditional love of nakedness. You know, we don't use that word nakedness in a positive way because we think of pornos and all that kind of stuff. And if one of the parents right now are listening right now and they hear nakedness, oh, close your ears. Oh, this is so wrong. But guess what? When we were born naked. Okay? That's it. But, and that is how we need to be comfortable with the way we were born. I love your analogy. I love it. So explain a little bit more of that to the men and women that are listening right now. Right now, they are just like, okay, I'm in the mirror. I don't like what I see. Ooh, I want to cover up. They're still not comfortable with that. What do you say?
So when you're still not comfortable with that, then you got to go deep within you. That still is part of that necklace. Go deep within you and figure out where that's coming from. It could be past things. It could be things that you've heard a long time ago when you were a child. A lot of us are holding on to things that no longer serve a purpose. So in order to get to that, figure out where it's coming from. If someone said something to you to make you feel away, forgive them. You got to go through that radical forgiveness. And when you get
That's
to that
right.
point of forgiving other people, sometimes you got to even forgive yourself before you can
Mm-hmm.
stand in your birthday suit. Because you're so busy looking at what you thought you did wrong. All of that was necessary for your growth. Everything that we go through, it is necessary. But you can't stay in it. You got to forgive yourself and let it go. You either going to give up and die in it, or you going to let it go and move on.
I love that. I love that because if we are not, if someone is hating themselves, why would they
Mm-hmm.
find themselves beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
If you just hate yourself for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
then you are going to have a hard time even loving what you see because you hate yourself. So you do
Mm-hmm.
have to get to that stage of being at peace with yourself. So whatever it is, remember, my Lord already forgave me and He forgave you. So all you have to do is forgive yourself to start right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so just quickly before we cut. So how can someone forgive themselves to get to
First,
that stage of love?
right. First, so pick out where that problem is. Pick out why it happened. Sometimes you need to write a letter to yourself,
That's right.
right? Be willing to cry, be willing to snot, be willing to do whatever it is to say, this is how this made me feel, right? There again, it's like a 12-step program. You can't change what you
Mm-hmm.
cannot admit.
That's right.
So if it's something that you feel like you did, I remember I got onto my son about something and it bothered me for years. I couldn't get past that. I had to be willing to say, okay, wait a minute. I need to let this go. I had to write about it. Say, this is what happened. This is how I felt in that situation. And be willing to look at it. Say, this is how I could have handled it. However, I handled it this way. From this, I have learned to do this. Right? And that's
Mm-hmm.
how you move on from it.
That's right.
But you gotta stand. You gotta call it out. Call that thing out. Say, yes, I made a mistake. I did this. But we don't want to do that because we have to admit when we are wrong. Everybody want to be right, but nobody want to be right enough to be wrong.
That's right.
So we gotta admit that, look at it, then you can change it and move on from it. And of course, it takes a little bit longer than 30 minutes to talk about all the steps, but there is so many good things. Radical. Sometimes you got to do a radical forgiveness.
That's right. That's right. But I want to thank you for being with us today. Do you have any last things that you want to share with us? One last word.
So, yes, I do. In order to love and live your best love possible, love on you. Love yourself so you can give it to others. Don't worry about that perfect outfit. Go ahead with your matching bra and panties, wear a blue one and a pink one. It's okay. And then you're going to take them off and just be naked in your birthday suit, in your greatness, and just love on you. I'm so in love with love.
Tell us your Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Instagram is at free Kinlow. That's FreeKinlow. And I do have a couple of retreats that are coming up. I would love for you to join me. It's more about loving on yourself